Good evening. Alright, welcome back everybody. So we got another tuning video, but let me give you some updates. Now this is the project nightmare from hell, but very, very gratifying when we do a project like this. We're totally just changing everything about this car, all successes. The owner, Ethan's been very, very patient. It's been a while, as you guys know, but we're finally almost there. Just minor wiring issues and little things like that. He's actually doing the tuck right now, Carl.
Almost done.
Yeah. So it's gonna be nice, but Ethan, I don't know why you think we're only going to be putting 500 horsepower on this. That's not what we got all this stuff for. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So this is probably starting up this week. We have Pablo's car. We put everything together. I don't know who did the clutch work on this before, but inside, this is a quartermaster, and he has that push type bearing inside, the throw bearing. And every time we press it, it's leaking from inside. So now we got to take it out, and then might as well do a clutch. His car, we're having throttle body issues, electric drive-by-wire throttle body issues. Gonna fix it and put it back on the dyno. Need a harness for him, and we should be good. Now today we're tuning Carlos's car. Interesting car, and not talking about interesting in a good way. Carlos, sweet hair of a guy, he's basically came to us a couple of times with a really, really bad turbo kit. We couldn't tune him. I saw the turbo, it was really, really bad system, which is right here. Previous owner got the turbo and welded a T4 to a T3, and it was leaking like crazy. Downpipe was bad. It was just terrible. Like a lot of shortcuts cut. But since then we got him a stock location map, tubular manifold with the GTX 3582. This is a bone stock car. It just has like a fuel system. And this has the old ID COBB 1300s, and then 3.5 inch intake, and basically we're gonna do a flex wheel tune. One other issue he had was he had a flex wheel sensor here, and it was just a sensor, no converter, nothing. He just directly, not him but previous tuner shop, I don't know, connected it directly to the ECU. And you can't do that because these sensors are frequency based, and the ECU reads auxiliaries like 0 to 5 volts. So you need a converter or something. So if whatever system you get either has a converter or a gauge that converts the signal from frequency to 5 volt, and that's the way it'll work. And then I looked at the tune, it wasn't even like working properly, but we got all that squared out finally, and then now we're gonna tune them. So let's see what we make. Alright, updates, fan. So we had to stop tuning, which you guys didn't see. I didn't record all that, I got time for that. But basically this car has been in an accident. We had to take it to fix the tie rods. We took it to the tow place, the alignment place, and they're like, the caster is off, when that's a OEM angle, that's a manufactured angle, and you can't do anything about that. And we noticed the hood is very heavy. It's not aluminum like the stock one. So the car's definitely been hit, and Carlos knows it, but that's why I had to stop. The car was jumping to the left every time I try to do something. And then his old ass injectors, the connector just came off, like it was just slipped out. And we checked, and they're all like kind of bad, so we kind of fixed them. But old cars, little issues cause big problems. Where were we? It's been about a week. Okay, so the last time we basically did the base, and then it was like a 21 pounds, I think. The car steering is still a little weird. It pulls to one side, but it's more manageable now. But this is our base run, super rich, like in the 10s. And he's running like 23 pounds, 24 maybe. And almost no timing. And right around 4,000 or maybe a little bit before, there were some ignition issues. I can see it's not my pickup. I'm going to correct that and change the dwell. Maybe it'll get rid of it. Same boost, but a little bit leaner than before, and he has a little bit of breakup around between 55 and 65. I'm going to try to remedy that right now. It's also rated on the radio. That's probably what's causing it.
Switch back.
So this is at like 24 pounds. Fixing the richness did get rid of the mid-range ignition issues, but I do feel like he needs to change his coils as they feel like they are going out. We are done for the 93. I'm going to switch fuels now, but I'm also going to change the map a little bit, the graph, so you can see what exactly he's making. And this is the 93. The other two didn't pick up really well because of the ignition issues, but this is where leaving the 93. We're going to switch fuels now. We're going to mix X98 with E85. Alright, so we put a mixture of X98 and pump E85, which right now is probably like at 60%. With the mixture of X98, we were able to get it to 77%, but by the time I'm done, it's going to be lower than that. But we switched to alternate maps. We're gonna do some test runs, make sure the injectors are scaled properly for that, and see what's going on. So this is the first run on E85. Everything is the same except for I rev the, I think, what is it, like 200, 300 RPMs higher. It likes E85 better than 93. It's a little bit more stable and a lot smoother. So let's build on this. All right, so at this point, he's running like 27 pounds of boost, and he's running a little bit rich, but his injector duty cycles are very high. That can only mean one thing, because everything else is running. It's his fuel pump. We found out that he actually has like a smaller fuel pump, I think like a 320, and it's kind of, for whatever reason, maxing out. Maybe it's old, I don't know. But we're gonna make a phone call, let him know the situation, and let him make a decision. We can stop right here or move on. You have a AEM pump inside your car. Because of that, I am running out of fuel. Meaning you're running over 100% on duty cycle, around 6,500 RPM on the 85.
Okay.
I know your injectors are big. They're 1,300, so they're good. So it has to be your pump. You have two options. I dial it back down and you run the car as is, or we change your pump and continue tuning.
Okay. How much does the pump cost?
How much is the pump? Walbro 450.
120.
It's like 120, 125.
And
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Hold on, he already has it. He has a, you remember he has a install kit, right? The little round disc.
oh yeah.
Yeah, he already has it. Yeah, it's going to be 2 hours to install, and then 120 for the pump.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
All right?
All right. Sounds good.
All right,
Thank you,
brother.
man.
Take it easy. Bye. Okay. So I had to redo the last run. Same boost, same everything, just a little better fueling. Now his injectors are like at, I don't know, like at 60 something percent, which is great. I'm just gonna leave him here, which is at like 27, 28. I'm just gonna add timing and we should be good to go. Okay. So this is a final run. This is 28 pounds and you know, moderate timing. The fuel is a little rich just because we changed the fuel pump. I'm going to continue tuning and clean everything out, but this is where we're going to stop as far as boost and power and timing goes. He's probably going to pick up a little bit more from leaning it out a little bit, but this is where we're going to end it. Carlos has been struggling with this car. I mean, you know, he's a great guy. Seems a little naive, but you know, he bought the car, wasn't really great, and you know, we're trying to help him out with it. And this is far beyond what he wanted. I think he wanted like 400, 420 or something, but turned out great. All right, so what's my verdict? Again, this is my favorite setup. 3.5-inch intake on stock motor, 3.5-inch intake with a GTX 35 series. You know, just flex fuel tune. He would make more horsepower on this because it was super rich. I'm running like 10 9s, 10 5s, and I can't get it to lean out. And I know why. We drilled the Venturi out. We put a 450 on the dyno. You know, usually I don't like doing that, changing out the fuel pumps for something different. But I have to retune everything again. But he needs a fuel system. That 450 is doing his work, and his stock system's not holding, even though I did the return line. So if he does the return, if he does the the return system properly, he will make more power than that. Probably like 525 or something like that, 530 on the tune that it is. But other than that, it was, you know, I'm glad to help him out. He was just hurt. Like this guy, you know, this sweetheart, and he's, you know, the people fucked him. Wherever he bought the car from, it was just ridiculous. But yeah, so this has been a pleasure. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. It does motivate me. I am actually thinking about, and I got a lot of feedback from people I know, like in real person, and they said that, you know, you should do, you know, Patreon, and I'm thinking about doing it, and what that will be, because this is like an hour or two per fuel that I'm tuning, but what you guys are seeing, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and there's a lot of details, and also how I do certain things in the shop, little things here and there. I'm thinking about doing maybe Patreon, and it'll be the same video but with like lengthy, like it'll be an hour long, like exactly what I'm doing, how I'm tackling certain problems, maybe me bitching a little bit about different parts and different things, but a lot more detail for people who want to see it. I'm thinking about it. It's another thing added onto my schedule, which I don't know if I have time for that, but let me know what you think, if I should do that. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. That's Sushi. His name is Yoshi. What's your last name?
Hanamon.
Whatever he said. Yoshi. So we call him Sushi. And that's like, he did work on this car. He's working on that car. So you're going to see some good products, some good results coming out of these cars. And he's getting really good and cocky at the same time. But let me see. Yo, what you working on today?
Hey, what you doing?
Nothing. This nigga's he's doing nothing.
Full bolt on.
Oh yeah. Ming, we have a client from, where's he from? Missouri, right?
Yep.
Missouri. It's a final edition. We're doing the same setup as that car.
It was fully stock.
Yeah, it was bone stock. We're converting it. He wants some power, but I think Ming wants only 93. So let's see what we can do. We can probably give him like 420, 430. But yeah, it's a beautiful car. It's a final edition. Again, DSM is going to start up this week, so stay tuned.